What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. Today I was going through the DevKit and I was actually looking for icons for the new thrall specialization for the videos that I'm putting together on all of those, when I happened upon a few icons that got me thinking and got me interested in what may be coming in the future. So I'm going to share all of that with you, the things that I found in the DevKit today, and I'm going to speculate a little bit about what might be happening in the future of Conan Exiles. And the first thing that I want to cover is a new icon that I found for a thrall mason. Now there's two icons for the Mason Thrall. One would be prior to conversion and one would be after converted. And it actually says icon Thrall Mason and then icon Thrall Mason converted. And I know this is something that's been asked about for a long time from the community, is the ability to set a thrall to task or a bench to task to craft foundations. This way you're not walking around your base over encumbered trying to do other tasks while you're crafting foundations or walls or whatever it may be. But the fact that they already have the icon created makes me think that at some point we're going to see a Mason Thrall that's able to be placed on a bench hit the Conan Exiles universe. Another set of icons that I came across were merchant icons, and these icons are the same as the Mason icons. The icon says icon thrall merchant. The other icon says icon thrall merchant converted. And this would be absolutely fabulous. I can't tell you how many times I have an overstock of something and want to sell it or want to put it out there for other people in the exiled lands to come and purchase from me. Now this may be something that's really PvE related, but it would be really cool if we were able to do that. So could you imagine setting up your own shop and saying, hey, you know what, I'm really good at farming legendaries, or I'm really good at farming thralls, and then you put them in that merchant's inventory and people come and trade or buy those different specific items from your merchant. And I know that there's mods out there that do this already. However, you guys know me, I'm a console player as well. So the answer for everything can't always be, well, download a mod, because consoles don't have access to it. So all of this stuff that I'm finding really excites me because it's features that Conan Exiles on PC may have been able to have with a mod, but these things would be going to consoles as well. So I expect at some point in time, hopefully, we will see a merchant thrall emerge on Conan Exiles. Now, if you're new here, I'd encourage you to click that subscribe button, click that bell so you get notified when I upload another video. Another icon that I came across was a lamplighter, and again, it is a thrall icon and then a converted thrall icon. Now, what a lamplighter would do, I'm not 100% sure, and maybe you have an idea that you can leave in the comment section below. I suppose this thrall could go around and turn the lights on and off in your base when the time changes. So when it's nighttime, maybe they go and they turn all the torches on, and then when it's daytime, maybe they go and turn all the torches back off. Or maybe they would have control over your fireplaces and things like that, turning them on and off. I don't think that they would just be simply like a torch holder. Like, you can already do that with a thrall as it is. You just place the torch in their offhand and they use it as a player would. So there's got to be some other mechanic behind the torchlighter thrall, and I'm just not 100% sure what that would be. If you're enjoying this content, show your support by whacking that like button. Getting into another one of the icons that I found, it is a musician. And I know a lot of you are going to get really excited about this because it's been something that's been requested in-game for a long time. A musician thrall that can play the harps and all the other musical instruments that we have in-game right now. And possibly some that are going to be added in the future. I was watching the dev stream this morning and they did talk about some new placeables that were coming to the exiled lands. They didn't go into any detail, but they definitely did say that new placeables were on the list of things that were going to be added. And I can only speculate that some of those new placeables are going to be musical instruments and that eventually we're going to see a musician come to Conan Exiles. Now think about this. We already have just the dancer entertainers. What if the musicians were able to affect, one, the type of dance that your entertainer, your dancer, your performer, whatever you want to call them, is doing, and then two, what if they added to your regeneration buff? So could the musician thrall with the entertainer thrall actually increase the amount of healing, the extra healing bonus that you get from being entertained? Or could it just speed that process up, stacking that bonus regeneration even faster? And that leads me into a good segue into what you've all been waiting for, multiple followers. And I'm going to start this off by showing you a clip from one of the dev live streams that Funcom held about Conan Exiles.
Will we be able to have more than one thrall follow you? So asking like you would have your mount, your follower, and then like maybe another or two.
Not in this version. No. I believe there's some mods that can let you do some crazy stuff like that. As I talked about earlier, you know, one of my favorite games having to do with swords and horses. You could do some pretty cool things with armies. I would love if we could do that, but first we need to work on some thrall improvements.
Yeah,
I'll say, before we can get there.
Let's see. Any plans to improve building and armor temperature system?
So building and armor temperature system?
Yeah.
Yeah. So armor temperature system, it is something that is being looked at. We do not have a date for it yet, though.
So let's analyze what he says in this clip. He says, not in this version, which means not in the version of the game that's coming out right now, or not in the next patch. He doesn't outright say, no, we're never going to have a group of thralls following you and going to war with another group of thralls. He does mention that there are some thrall changes or some optimization that has to happen with the thralls prior to being able to do this. And I think with the test live content that we have right now, we're already seeing the first revision of that. We're seeing these specializations going to all the different crafter thralls, and I believe that we're going to see that continuing across the fighter and the archer thralls as well, where some of them may be better at defending against a raid or an attack against your base, and some of them may be better at sieging an enemy base. Now remember, this is all highly speculative, but I don't see any reason why they wouldn't continue the specialization across all the different thralls, giving them all something extra special about what they do and what they're capable of doing. Now, I let the clip run a little bit over the information about multiple followers because it brought up another mechanic in the game that we actually have seen happen at this point in time, and that's the changes to the temperature system and the armors. Now, I don't necessarily feel like we should draw a timeline based on that or anything like that. However, if you look back at the answers, yes, they're both very political and they're both very guarded, but the answers are very similar. Not in this revision or not in this version, and that is something that's being looked at. And if you look back at the answers over history that Funcom has given on different things that have been asked, and I'll say the vanity table is one of those examples. It was asked for, the answers were very similar to the answers that Scott gave in the clip that I just showed you. However, I think what I found in the dev kit today at least confirms that they are working on multiple followers at one time. And I don't mean your horse and your thrall. I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, maybe up to 4 different followers at the same time. So the first icon that I'm going to show you is the T_followers icon group 1. Understand, this says group 1. Now, we could speculate from the icon that that means one follower. We could also speculate from the text that that means one group of followers. So I don't know whether you're going to be able to have 3 followers under group 1, 10 followers under group 1, or just 1 follower under group 1. If we look at the second icon, T_followers icon group 2, does that mean that we have a group of 3 followers that are group 1, a group of 3 followers that are group 2, or does that mean that we have a group that is able to be 2 separate followers? Moving on to the next icon, T_followers icon group 3, does that mean that it's 3 different groups, or does that mean 3 different followers? And then if you look at the next icon, T_followers icon group all, which is interesting because it says group all, not hey, it's group 3 and that gives you all of the people following you. It's group all. So is it that there are 3 different groups of 3 or 3 different groups of 10, whatever the number may be? With followers group all, we can command all those followers at the same time. And then there's another icon. And this is T_followers icon groups category. And if you remember, I was talking about the different specializations and how I feel like they're going to open that up across the fighters, across the archers, all the different thralls that are in the game. I feel like they're going to get a specialization. And that's led me to this groups category, because how do you categorize it, right? Maybe it's by fighters, maybe it's by archers, maybe it's by entertainers and Sherpas, but what if it was categorized by specialization? So you have your siege type, you have your defense type, maybe you have a gathering type. Who knows? We've been asking for thralls that do gathering for a long time. Maybe we can send our Sherpas out to gather a lot of resources, and this is the way that we are going to be able to move all these different groups of thralls. And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty confident in this statement that if we are going to be able to move groups of thralls, we are going to be able to have combat interactions with groups of thralls. Because why build a system where you can control groups of thralls and not have a combat component to it? If we think about it just on the side of siege mechanics alone, if we look at thralls and we say, okay, what do they need in order to be able to siege? Some of them probably need to be able to climb. Some of them probably need to be really good at breaking down doors. Maybe you have a group of siege thralls that go to break down the door of the base that you are trying to raid, and another group of thralls that are climbing up the side of the base that you're trying to raid. All of these mechanics could be put into a specialization for fighters and archer thralls, and then commanded as a group to go and attack a certain location. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking right now, you PvPers are thinking there's no way, because we don't have mechanics to prevent a siege like this. There's nothing in the game right now that would allow us to defend against that kind of action happening against our base. And this is where I'm going to lead to other icons that I've found in the DevKit today. And again, remember, this is all speculation on my part, but I am leading you through the partial picture that I've gotten from the DevKit today. I don't feel like this is even close to a full picture, but I am showing you everything that I found today and how I feel like it links together. Now, what I'm going to show you is some traps, and what I found was a bear trap, a rabbit trap, and I might have seen those in the dev kit before. I'm not 100% sure whether I remember seeing those or not, but I definitely know that I never saw the fling trap in the dev kit before, and there's an icon for a fling trap. So this particular trap would be one that something would stand on and it would throw it however far. Who knows how far that trap would throw said person or thrall standing on the trap. The other one that I found is the push trap, and this is brand new as well, and this looks like something that may push you off an edge or may even crush you. I don't know for certain whether that would be a thing, but it looks like it could either push you off a ledge or off an edge of something, or it could absolutely crush you inside of that trap. There's also an icon for a trap flame and an icon for a trap gas. Now, these are different from the explosive trap that we've had for a long time and the gas trap that we've had for a long time. These look to me like they are building pieces, like they are part of an anti-siege mechanic. And honestly, if we're gonna go down the road that I feel like they're going towards, these are must-haves to keep your base from being sieged. These are things that would help you defend from a siege like I'm talking about, where you have multiple thralls attacking different areas of your base at the same time. Obviously, if that is the case, you would also have your own group of thralls that are able to defend against that enemy siege coming to your base. So you may have a group of archers that is really good at defending against a enemy group coming to attack your base. You may have a thrall that runs around and resets the traps. Maybe that's part of what the lamplighter does, is it resets traps. I don't know, but all of it leads me to believe that there are very, very cool and exciting things coming to Conan Exiles, and honestly they could be coming sooner than any of us expect, because here is a clip from what they talked about during the dev stream, specifically regarding patch number 2.2, which is geared towards PvP.
Anyway, PvP players, I know you are, obviously also because I am a PvP player myself. Like in most games I play PvP. Little known fact, probably, but that's the truth. And I do know you are very, very passionate about your PvP, about your combat and the battles and balancing specifically, and flavors of the month and everything. And I know Alex is very interested in that topic as well. And 2.2 is going to be interesting for you. Believe me, okay? And then
most of my attention is on 2.2, so yeah, there's going to be some very, very cool things in 2.2.
It's an ongoing process.
Now, the version of the game that's on test live right now is 2.1. The next patch, 2.2, is geared towards PvP, so we may see some of these things, some of these changes that I've speculated about today coming in patch 2.2. They also leaked a little bit about patch 2.3 from the dev stream today, and I'll play that clip real quick.
I'm going to leak something. I can't hold it. Scott ain't here. I can say sorry later. We talked about 2.1, 2.2, right? And 2.3. I'm going to tell you guys what we call 2.3 internally. Internally, 2.3 is called New Land. And we're going to leave it at that. We'll see what happens.
So we know what's in 2.1, that's what's on test live right now. We know kind of what's coming in 2.2, we know it's going to be geared towards PvP, and I have a feeling that the things that I've showed you today, some of that, at least the group followers, I think we're going to see that in 2.2. And then he alludes to 2.3 being called New Land internally, which my guess is that has to do with SIPTA and having more content on SIPTA. But I've been wrong before, so who knows? You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. And that's all I have for this video, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. There's a couple other videos coming up on the screen. You can pick one of those to watch next. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. I'll catch you next time. Peace. I'd like to give a big shout out to all my YouTube members. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button below that says join. That'll give you all the details. I'd like to thank all my subscribers for their continued support, likes, comments, and general awesomeness. If you're not subscribed, you can start your free trial today and cancel at any time. Clicking the bell is highly recommended so you get notified when I upload another video.